At first glance, this dusty workshop may seem ordinary, but hidden beneath layers of sand, clay, and centuries-old craftsmanship is a manufacturing process that has changed very little over generations. Every successful metal casting begins long before molten metal is ever poured. It starts with preparation. The workers carefully arrange and ignite scrap wood, creating intense heat needed for the furnace. Every piece of fuel is placed with purpose because maintaining the correct temperature will determine the quality of the final product. Once the furnace reaches operating temperature, attention shifts to the mold itself, the true heart of the casting process. Using a carefully prepared mixture of fine sand and binding materials, skilled craftsmen begin shaping what will eventually become a perfectly engineered cavity. Every handful of sand is compressed, leveled, and measured by hand. There are no computerized machines here. Instead, years of experience guide every movement. Precision matters because even the smallest imperfection could ruin the entire casting. As the foundation grows, a circular pattern begins to emerge. Workers constantly check the surface using straight edges and leveling tools, ensuring the mold remains perfectly flat. This stage may appear simple, but it demands remarkable accuracy. Uneven pressure or inconsistent density can cause molten metal to flow incorrectly, creating internal defects that remain invisible until the finished part fails. At the center of the mold, a carefully positioned core forms the internal geometry of the final casting. Around it, layer after layer of compacted sand creates the strength needed to withstand temperatures exceeding 1000 degrees Celsius. The outer walls are then reinforced using ordinary bricks. These bricks do far more than define the mold's shape. They provide structural support against the tremendous pressure generated when hundreds of kilograms of molten metal suddenly fill the cavity. As construction continues, workers smooth every surface by hand. Loose sand is removed. Edges are sharpened. Imperfections disappear one careful stroke at a time. Every detail affects how metal will flow, cool, and solidify. The mold now resembles a massive circular chamber, but much of its engineering remains hidden beneath the surface. Carefully designed channels allow trapped gases to escape while guiding molten metal evenly throughout the cavity. Without these pathways, air pockets could weaken the finished component. Once inspection is complete, the final sections of the mold are assembled. The cavity is sealed. Reinforcements are checked one last time. Everything must remain perfectly aligned, although only a few millimeters separate success from failure. Workers rely entirely on experience rather than digital instruments. After cooling, the moment of truth finally arrives. The hardened mold is carefully broken apart. Layer by layer, the sand falls away. Slowly, the hidden casting begins to emerge. What was once nothing more than loose sand has transformed into a solid industrial component weighing hundreds of kilograms. But the process is not over. Excess material is removed. The casting is cleaned. Rough edges are inspected and trimmed before the component is prepared for machining or installation. Every finished piece represents hours of physical labor, precise craftsmanship, and techniques passed from one generation to the next. While modern automated foundries rely on robotics and computer-controlled equipment, workshops like this continue preserving traditional casting methods that remain surprisingly effective even today. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than a giant pit carved into the ground. But every curve, every measurement, and every tiny adjustment will determine the fate of a steel wheel weighing hundreds of kilograms. One mistake here isn't measured in millimeters, it's measured in complete failure. Watch closely. These craftsmen aren't just digging a mold, they're building the foundation of a massive engineering masterpiece. Using little more than simple hand tools, years of experience, and incredible precision, they create a perfectly circular cavity capable of withstanding the extreme temperatures of molten steel. Notice how every section is checked, measured, and corrected again. To the untrained eye, it may seem repetitive, but in metal casting, perfection begins long before the first drop of molten metal is poured. The smoother the mold, the stronger the wheel. Every scrape removes an imperfection. Every measurement protects against cracks, imbalance, and costly defects. This isn't just manual labor. It's craftsmanship refined over generations, where centuries-old techniques meet the demands of modern engineering. And this is only the beginning, because in the next stage, this quiet workshop will transform into a furnace hot enough to melt solid steel, and this empty mold will become the birthplace of a giant industrial wheel.
you.